A $1 product shipped from 5,000 miles away with free delivery. But your local shop charges $10 just to send something across the city. How is that even possible? Is China cheating the system, or is the system built this way? The truth is shocking. Because once you understand it, you'll never look at online shopping the same way again. Let's start with something simple. You walk into a local store. You buy a small item worth $1. Then you check the shipping cost, $8, $10, sometimes even more. Now compare that to this. You open your phone. You order a similar product from China, same size, same weight. Shipping cost, $0. And not just nearby, it travels thousands of miles, across oceans, through multiple countries, and still arrives at your door for free. That doesn't make sense. So what's really happening here? Because this is not just about cheap products. This is about a global system that most people don't understand. The system behind the scenes. To understand this mystery, you need to know about one organization. It's called the Universal Postal Union. This organization was created in 1874. Its goal was simple: make it easy for countries to send mail to each other. Before that, sending international mail was chaotic. Every country had different rules, prices, and systems. The UPU fixed that by creating one global system. But here's the important part. It didn't just standardize mail. It also created rules for how much countries pay each other to deliver packages. These payments are called terminal dues, the hidden rule that changes everything. Here's where things get interesting. The UPU doesn't treat every country the same. Instead, it divides countries into groups based on their level of development. And guess what? Countries classified as developing get cheaper shipping rates. That means when they send packages to richer countries, they pay less. This system was designed to help poorer countries grow their economies. Sounds fair, right? But here's the twist. China is still classified under this system in a way that gives it advantages. So Chinese sellers can send small packages internationally at extremely low costs, sometimes even cheaper than domestic shipping inside another country. Yes, you heard that right. It can cost less to ship something from Beijing to New York than from one city to another inside the same country. So, who pays the real cost? Now you might be thinking, if China is paying less, who is covering the rest of the cost? The answer is surprising. The destination country's postal system often absorbs part of that cost. For example, when a package arrives from China, the local postal service in your country handles sorting, transport, final delivery. But they don't always get paid the full real cost because the fees set by the UPU are often lower than the actual delivery expense. That creates a gap, and that gap is effectively subsidized by the receiving country. The real impact on local businesses. Now let's zoom out. Think about a small local business. They want to sell products online. They have to pay full domestic shipping costs, no discounts, no special treatment. Now compare them to a seller in China. They can manufacture products cheaply, ship globally at extremely low cost, offer free shipping to attract customers. That creates a massive advantage. Local businesses struggle to compete because their shipping alone can cost more than the entire product from China. This is why many small businesses feel like the system is unfair, because in many cases, it actually is. The explosion of e-commerce. Now combine this system with something else: online shopping. Platforms like Amazon, AliExpress, Temu made it easier than ever to buy directly from overseas sellers. And suddenly, millions of small packages started moving across the world every single day. The old postal system was not designed for this. It was built for letters, not for billions of tiny packages, but it kept running anyway. And that created a strange situation. A system designed in the 1800s started shaping global e-commerce in the 2020s, the free shipping illusion. Here's something important. Shipping is never truly free. Someone always pays. In this case, the cost is hidden. It's distributed across postal systems, governments, local businesses, taxpayers indirectly. That's why it feels like a magic trick. You see $0 shipping, but behind the scenes, The cost still exists. It's just not visible to you. The container graveyards. Now let's talk about scale, because this is where things get overwhelming. The number of packages moving around the world today is massive. Every day, millions of small parcels leave factories, travel across oceans, and enter foreign postal systems. Ports are packed with containers stacked like giant walls. Warehouses are filled beyond capacity, struggling to keep up with constant arrivals. Postal systems are now handling far more than they were ever designed for. This creates serious pressure. Deliveries slow down, backlogs begin to form, costs rise quietly in the background, and in some places, entire storage areas are filled with undelivered or delayed goods waiting to be processed. This isn't just inefficiency, it's a sign that the system is being stretched to its limits. What was once a simple global mail network has now become a heavy, overloaded machine trying to keep up with modern e-commerce demand. Why China dominates this system? China didn't just benefit from this system, it mastered it completely. Over the years, it built one of the most powerful manufacturing and shipping networks in the world. Factories produce goods at massive scale, often at very low cost. So at the same time, logistics systems were designed to move these products quickly and efficiently across borders. On top of that, government-backed export strategies helped businesses grow even faster. Programs like ePacket made international shipping cheaper and more accessible for small sellers. Combined with lower international postal fees, this gave Chinese businesses a huge advantage. The result is clear. China became the world's largest exporter of small packages, reaching customers everywhere. It didn't just participate in global trade, it turned shipping into a competitive weapon. And once that system scaled up, it became incredibly difficult for other countries to compete on price and speed, the growing backlash. Eventually, countries started noticing the problem. They realized their postal systems were losing money. Their local businesses were struggling. Their markets were being flooded with cheap imports. This led to pressure for change, especially from countries like the United States. They argued that the system was outdated and no longer fair, because China was no longer a developing country in the traditional sense. The big shift, 2020 to 2026 changes. Now here's where things start to change. The UPU began updating its rules. Countries were allowed to increase the fees they charge for incoming international packages. This means shipping costs from China are rising. The free shipping advantage is slowly shrinking. In some cases, rates have increased significantly, even up to multiple times higher than before. This is a major shift because it changes the economics of global e-commerce. What this means for the future? So what happens next? We're entering a new phase, where shipping becomes more realistic in pricing, local businesses regain some competitiveness, global trade becomes more balanced, but it also means something else. Prices for ultra-cheap products may start increasing. That $1 product with free shipping? It might not stay that cheap forever. The bigger picture. This story is not just about shipping. It's about how global systems work and how small rules can create massive effects. A decision made decades ago to help developing countries ended up shaping online shopping, global trade, business competition. That's the hidden power of systems. Most people never see them, but they influence everything. The real answer to the mystery. So let's answer the original question. How can China ship products globally for free? It's not magic. It's a combination of international postal rules, discounted shipping rates, government support, massive scale and efficiency, and a system that, until recently, favored them. The next time you order something online and see $0 shipping, ask yourself, who is really paying for this? Because the answer is far bigger than a single package. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay curious, because the world works in ways most people never notice, and the more you understand it, the smarter you become.